Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the pod. We are here solo today. We don't have Francie and Roman or a guest, but that's okay. We have a lot that we want to talk about and get off our hearts. So let's start with some weekly updates. Go ahead.
I'm going on vacation Wednesday. I'm very excited. I'm going to Punta Cana with one of my best friends. So this week I've been doing vacation prep, which is like my favorite thing to do in the world. But I'm a little bit blown on a budget here. So I kind of had to like pick and choose what I want to do. So I did my nails, which I actually just did press-ons. They look pretty good though, eh? Like you wouldn't tell that these
You
are.
can tell, but like
I don't think you can tell. But anyways, and I did my own toes. So I paint them pink. What else did I do? We actually got gifted lashes from Lilac Street. So what?
Shout out. I was going to say shout out.
Oh, I was thinking show. I was like, why? So I'm going to do my own lash extensions, just like putting them underneath my like lash line.
I've been into doing that lately. Like
I do that all the time.
even before Lilac Street sent us their lashes, I've really been into doing like individual lashes. So I'm excited to try the Lilac Street set.
And you put them underneath your lash line though.
Yeah.
Like they're like eyelash, and they last so long. I find they last like a long time. Obviously you shower and then go in the water and they get a little bit like crusty and you have to like replace. But
You wear them in the shower?
I wear them like lash extensions. Like I sleep with them.
All right. Well, next time we're on here, we're going to wear the Lilac Street lash extensions so you guys can see. But
And then I
anyways,
went waxing today, which was the most painful thing of my life. Like
you
I
did
don't-
bikini wax?
She basically did Brazilian. Like I told her not to do that. And she just
Where'd you go?
Glow Beauty Nails, which I love them. Shout out. Like I love my waxing lady. But like, so first of all, she goes, how many times do you shave in like a week? I'm like, every time I shower. She's like, your hair is just always so short when you come. Like she was ripping.
TMI. Like,
Why? On my legs, on my bikini. Oh. She was like ripping my skin. I was like, oh, when you're on the waxing table, you like contemplate your life. Like I'm at least sitting there like grabbing, like and pinch myself. So like I have a weird thing with pinching myself when like
yeah,
something
you should.
it's traumatic.
should
But like I
dive
was like
into that.
pinching myself so like that pain overrode the pain of like her fucking
No,
waxing
the
my
worst
skin.
is when they're giving you a wax, whether it's a bikini wax or any type of wax, and they're talking to you.
Oh,
Like
she
I
can
remember when
talk to
I was going away, she was waxing. So where are you going? And I'm like, can you?
Yeah, I like silence. I like just peace and like
I'm like, let me meditate
Silence.
right now because I can't.
and yeah. But the worst is when like the worst is when you think in your head that the pain is going to be a different pain than what you actually feel in your skin. You know what I mean? Like you make it worse for yourself by being like, oh my God, this is going to hurt so much. And then it actually happens. It's not as bad, but oh my God. Anyways, Brazilian, I don't think I'm ever going to get that again. That was horrible.
Just get a bikini.
I said bikini to her and she did the whole fucking
Maybe
thing.
she's like, yikes.
yeah, you're going on vacation. But anyways, so yeah, I did vacation prep. Another thing, weekly update that leads me into something that I want to like a little segment called Things I Hate, because these are some things I hate. 1, Spence Diamond commercials.
Oh my God.
No. Like it, even just thinking about it makes me angry. Like who is the marketing person for this commercial? It fucking sucks. No one likes it.
I think no one likes it, but I have it memorized. I know if I think about
Really? Are you ever going to go to Spence Diamond? Because that makes me not want to go there. It makes me want to talk shit about it to other people, saying don't go here.
Yeah, but that
inevitably.
you're inevitably causing word of mouth marketing, and maybe someone you talk to who doesn't really care that much about the commercial bothering them will be like,
oh, I know a diamond place, Spence Diamonds.
yeah, exactly.
Anyways, but I looked on Reddit because like a lot of people just like, I feel safe on Reddit because people have the same thoughts as me. And people are like, can we have a petition to take this off the radio? Have you heard the commercial?
Spent.
No, it goes, woo! In the end. Like, oh my God, I can't. And then they try to make that a love
Located on Highway 7 in Mississauga in Scarborough Town Center.
Yeah.
Or something like
now
that.
Now they're trying to make a love story between the two commentators. And like, no one gives a flying fuck about that. Like, oh my God, every time it comes on, I change the radio station. Maybe I shouldn't be listening to the radio anymore. But second, when people point at your car while you're in the car, I have a visible dent on my car. Everyone knows there's a dent on it. It's a huge dent because I rear-ended somebody. And this family was walking by my car and pointing at the dent in my car, but I was in there. Like they saw me just like chilling. And I look up and they continue to like point and like laugh and talk about my car. It's like, okay, thank you. You know I'm in here and there's a visible dent. Like, why do you have to point it out? Don't like that. Hate it.
Something I hate is when that I experienced over the weekend is when you're visibly taking a picture like with a photographer, let's say in a public place, and people
It's very specific. Like who's doing that on the daily?
I don't know, or even if it's not a professional photographer, you're just taking a nice picture and people walk by. You see someone's
yeah.
taking a picture, like, are you that rude? Like,
Some people just don't. Are they on the phone?
no, they're tourists in a park. Like, walk around.
Some people just don't give a shit. Anyways,
Okay.
those are two things that I don't like. I can think of probably more. Also, I was driving this morning to go somewhere, and somebody gave me the finger randomly. Like, it was so fucking.
Yeah,
I feel
because you
bad for myself.
drive like shit.
Sam, shut up. I was literally driving a straight line on 19th.
Fran, you were probably like doing something
I
that
wasn't.
you
I
weren't doing.
actually would tell you if I was like, oh, I swerved a little bit. I was literally driving like this, and this old man is turning, and he literally looks at me and goes like this. I was like, what the hell did I do? And it made me kind of sad.
Oh well. I want to apologize to Fran because she said something offensive to me
Yeah,
today.
she
And
told
then
me to go.
can you shut up?
No.
Can I speak, please?
That really angered
No,
me.
be
Sam
quiet,
told
be
me
quiet,
go
be
get
qui-
abducted at Punta
Be
Cana. That's what she
quiet,
told me.
bro. Okay, I just want everyone to realize I was trying to apologize, and that's what happens when I try to apologize. I was going to say she did something offensive. She said something offensive, which she doesn't realize is offensive because she doesn't actually think before she speaks.
Wasn't
And then
offensive.
I said, I don't care if you get abducted, but obviously I do care. I don't want
Yeah, 'cause now
that
you
to
think you
happen.
manifested it.
No,
Now
I
you think it's
didn't.
gonna
I
happen.
obviously didn't. Like, be quiet.
Really? Because now if I get abducted, it's your fault.
How would that be my fault?
Because you manifested
Okay,
that.
well, that's not obviously not
back
going to
the
happen.
manifest.
I take it back. Obviously, it only manifests if you really feel and want it to happen. You know what I mean? But anyways, notice how she didn't apologize for being offensive. Let's move on. Another weekly update is I'm in a social funk where I don't feel like talking to people. Like, I know that seems very general, but I'm in this weird place where I know there's been a lot of things going on in my life recently, like with friends and family and work and whatever. And I know I need to text people back or just text them about certain things. And it's not urgently important, but it's something that I want to tell them. Like, oh, thank you for this, or oh my God, how'd that go? But I just don't fucking want to. But it's weird because I have like two sides of myself. One side is like, oh my gosh, you should message that person and say this. And the other side is like, don't fucking pick up your phone. It's weird. Like, it's a weird phenomenon where I'm just like, I don't feel like talking to anybody. But
Even
I
your
know that I
friends?
should. Yeah. Like, even friends, like, not in a bad way. Like, I'm sure that they understand, like, they're not
Yeah,
missing
but
me
some
that
people
much.
just
But
need that sometimes. Sometimes you just need to go ghost for a little bit, like not.
I just want to go ghost and like not even look at my phone and like just not talk to anybody. And it's no offense to anybody else, but like I'm just in this weird place where I just don't care. I know that sounds bad, but I just don't care. And maybe it's because there's too much going on in my own personal life where I'm just like, I don't care. And that seems selfish, but I just don't care to talk to people. And I'm just in this social funk. There's like 2 people or 3 people that I talk to on a daily. It's probably Fran, Roman, and my mom, and sometimes my dad. That's it. And like everybody else, like sometimes I'll be in a mood where I'm texting people, but lately I'm just like, and even at social events recently, I've been like down and everyone's like, what's wrong? Smile. Speaking of smile, like smile theory, everyone will come up to me and be like, what's wrong? Smile. Oh, you look so mad. And I'm just like, I'm not. I'm just like, I don't know how to explain this feeling, but it's not like I'm mad or don't want to be there. It's just, my energy is not there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I went through the same thing where like I actually didn't want to see people, even my friends, and I wouldn't go out places. I'd flop on the plans that I said yes to because like I just wasn't in the right mood, but like I didn't want to say like I'm not in the mood, so I'd make up excuses because like what kind of excuses like oh I'm not in the mood or like oh I don't feel like I just feel like people kind of take offense to that, and people did take offense to that when like I didn't make myself as present, so I would at least say something to them like hey. If you haven't answered someone in a long time, or if like you can't hang out and they're asking, are they asking you to hang out and you're saying no, or
no, like I'll go and I'll do the thing that I feel like I need to do.
Yeah, but people can visibly see if you're not, like you just said, people can visibly see when you're not like yourself or not all there, and they may think that like it's something they've done or whatever. But
I mean, if I get the vibe that someone's thinking that I'm acting a certain way, I'll definitely say something, but I don't want to randomly like, oh, hey, by the way, I was a little bit off because of whatever. And like, I just don't feel like talking about it really. I just feel like I'm doing things, going places, talking to people, and I'm not really in that moment. And my mind's kind of elsewhere, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to go about fixing that. And I don't know if that means that I need like a whole week where I just like don't go on my phone other than for work or for like the podcast is included in work, and like just not talking to anybody and just not going anywhere, including family events. And maybe I'll feel better. And like no digs towards anyone's family, my family, whatever. But sometimes when there's so many family things and you feel like you have all these obligations, and this is going to sound so bad.
just say it. I feel like maybe people can relate.
For example, I'll feel guilty if I go a week without seeing no. Like I'll feel so guilty.
Yeah, I haven't seen them in so long.
I'm going tomorrow for a bit, but then then I start getting this anxiety and I look at my calendar and I'm like, but for me to make the trip there tomorrow, that's like 40 minutes. And I'll start going in my head and I'm like, yeah, but I could be doing this in the 40 minutes. And I have to meet mom at night.
Yeah,
and
but there's nothing, I don't think, when I start thinking of that, I think about how valuable that time is. I'm never going to get back when they're not there anymore.
Then I start thinking about that. No, it's just an example. But there's even everything like, oh, I need to make time to see this person. I need to make time to do this thing that this important person in my life asked me to do. But
yeah, I always feel like that.
Sometimes I just don't. Like I don't have the what's the word like the
grinta.
Yeah, the grinta to do it. You know, like the drive to do it. So my
advice with that, because I was always the person who would say yes to things. I still am sometimes. I feel like I had to please everybody and go see everybody and do things for people in order for me to like. I have to like it's a kind of like a pressure almost, and because like I wanted to, but I felt like it was literally draining me. I had no time to myself.
Yeah, like that's the thing. That's the key thing. I want to do these things. Like. In my mind, I want to do these things, but in my heart and in my body's just like, stay home, do nothing, and rest your mental. So
just stay home for a week. Literally Monday to Sunday, don't do anything and just stay home.
But I just feel like I can't because important, quote unquote, important things come up. Yeah, I'll tell you after this some of the important things.
Prioritize what important things have to come up. You say yes to one thing. I
just feel like everything's important.
You just say yes to one thing that you're going to commit to in that week that's not you time, and then just do it.
Anyways, yeah, that's how my week's been, which kind of leads me into something else I want to talk about today.
Sweating with these lights.
So last week, I think I experienced my first real panic attack of adulthood. And I don't want to say it was my first panic attack ever because I think I've told this on here many times before, but when I was 13, I had this whole episode throughout the summer after a friend died and had a bunch of panic attacks, blah, blah, blah. Mental health wasn't really a huge thing back then. So my parents were like, what is wrong with her? Well, what do we do? And they thought I was like sick. They brought me to all these doctors and I wasn't sick. The doctor was like, it's a panic attack. But that's not very vivid in my mind anymore. It's almost like it was traumatizing. So I don't even really remember what it physically felt like. I just remember it happening. Last week, I was at hot yoga. I go to hot yoga like 3 times a week and I'm fine. Like I'm fine with the heat. Like obviously sometimes you get a little bit like whatever, but I was fine. I was always fine. And so it was the beginning of yoga class and we were lying in Shavasana. We were just lying down on our back and I was fine before I entered this class. All of a sudden I open my eyes and it literally feels like the world is just spinning. Like, I don't even know what it was. I looked at the girl beside me. She probably thought I was psycho. She was like, what is this girl staring? I was like this, like going like that because it felt like everything around me was spinning. So I sat up and I have never felt this intense fear. Like I was literally about to die. My heart starts palpitating so hard, beating so fast. And I got up and I went out of class to get some air. I'm like, maybe it's the heat. But then I stepped out of class and I'm not joking, friend. The floor felt like it was going like this. And my heart rate was up. I was sweating profusely. I sat down. I started like heavy breathing. I don't know. All these things started happening and I was like not okay. So I had to leave the class. I got in my car. I felt like I couldn't even drive because I was just in a state of panic. It felt like I was dying. I don't know how else to explain it. I literally messaged Fran and Roman. I was like, I think I'm dying in this moment. So say your goodbyes. But what I wanted to say was I think that was a panic attack. It was either a panic attack or the vertigo or I don't know. And then I got a panic attack from the vertigo. I don't know. Like it was weird, dude. It was weird.
I really just think you're dehydrated.
And I think it's also that because I don't drink water. I was feeling dehydrated lately. My lips were like chronically dry. They look moisturized because I always put Vaseline on them, but you shouldn't have to always put Vaseline on your lips, dude. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think I was very dehydrated. I was just feeling sick and maybe a panic attack stemmed from that. But then like the days to follow up until today, like I took a day off because I was feeling super sick this whole week. And I was like, I just need a day off. Up until today, I was feeling weird. And I don't know how to explain how I was feeling, but it was almost like for the last 5 days, I was in this state of not wanting that to happen again. So I was just on edge the whole time. And I would get little sprints of like disassociation. I would feel like I'm not here because I was always trying to make sure that whole whatever that whole panic attack that happened previously wasn't going to happen again.
So you're getting anxiety from the panic attack.
So I looked it up and I was like, but there was also physical symptoms, which is weird. So I did a bunch of research and I'm like, I really don't want to have to go to the doctor or like the emergency room because everyone was like, go to emergency. You're obviously dehydrated. Maybe I was, but it was more than that. I was felt dizzy and just not here and like lethargic. And no matter how much I slept over the weekend, I had these big dark circles. And there's actually something, I don't know the clinical term for it. And don't come at me. I don't know much about mental health illnesses clinically. I just know what I've experienced and they're based on the research I've done. But it's called a panic attack hangover. Okay. So basically, it's a bunch of symptoms that you feel after you have a panic attack. Hold on. Let me just pull this up. One sec. So it's also, in other words, called an adrenaline hangover because your body is in a state of fight or flight during the panic attack. So your body's like coming down from that. But I was just like looking up everything, and it says that some of the symptoms of a panic attack effect is lethargy or fatigue, sleepiness, body aches. That's another thing. I was experiencing body aches all week. I'm like, do I have a fever? Am I sick? What is going on? Muscle soreness, soreness of the jaw. You don't understand. I woke up. All these things were happening to me. I woke up with a cleansing jaw.
What's the cause of that?
Dizziness, chest pain. I had that angina thing that you had. It was hurting in my chest. Nausea or stomach pain. And yeah, basically I was like, I really do think that I'm having a quote unquote panic attack hangover. I had this intense panic attack. And then yesterday in the grocery store, I was perfectly fine with Roman. We were shopping and it was about to happen again. Like I felt it in my head. I was like, oh my God, I'm starting to get this like weird dizziness, heart. It starts with like the dizziness and then the rapid, intense heart. I don't know. Maybe I'm having many strokes or heart attacks, or maybe I should go to the doctor.
It was just stress affecting these things.
Stress.
I think you should have to go to the doctor for that. Like,
well,
so for it to happen almost twice in a week,
but
then you having to almost like try to suppress it is like.
But the second time it didn't fully happen.
Yeah, but still, it was happening.
It was about to happen. So I think if it happens again, I'll go to the doctor. I'm feeling like okay right now in this moment, but I don't know. I just want to share that in case anyone else has ever experienced it. I have a little bit of health anxiety too, so that's another reason I don't want to go to the doctor, because I don't want to go to the doctor and they're like, actually, this is a whole other thing.
Yeah, but it can be as simple as like you need IV fluid and then just like.
Yeah, but I do feel better. I got a pack of Gatorade and I've been drinking 1 Gatorade a day plus like a bunch of waters. I do really think that it was a panic attack because it kind of gave me PTSD to that summer when I was 13 getting panic attacks. And when I talked to my mom, I was like, this is what was happening. And she said that that's what was happening that summer when I was younger, but that I don't physically remember. But I really do. I don't know. I just want to share it because I want to be able to be open with the people listening to this podcast. Maybe you feel this way too. Maybe you know the feeling, because me trying to explain how I feel to my sister or my mom or Roman, they can't really relate because they've never felt it. Actually, I don't know if you have, but they've never felt like the physical panic attack. And it's different from anxiety because I've had anxiety attacks before, but they're not.
I've had panic attacks before when I thought my throat was closing all the time. Do you remember that? That was like, I physically thought I was dying because I thought my throat was actually like.
And did you get dizzy and heart palps?
I'd be like, I couldn't. Oh my God. And like I couldn't breathe and shit. When I thought like my throat was, I literally when I was like 10 or like 11, 12 thought that my throat was closing in on me. I'd have panic attacks.
Yeah, I think it's like I've been under stress. So
and then you're in this state of fear of like, fuck, I want it to happen again. But then you're making yourself stressed out because like you're thinking about it actively. Yeah, stress.
But I'm trying to actively reduce the amount of stress I have and not placing too much importance on things that don't matter as much. It just feels like there's a lot of things in my life all at once that are mattering in equal amounts. So it's hard to be like, let me just forget about this for now and focus on other things because they all need my focus. So I think that's where the stress comes from. And I think that that's what's making me have panic attacks. But I'm really trying to put a priority on my mental health and my physical health, because now I'm seeing that it's starting to affect my physical health and I don't want that. So
you know what's actually making me kind of have anxiety? The fact that like summer's almost over and like winter's coming. I don't know how to explain it. Winter is coming, Game of Thrones. But I genuinely think I actually get winter blues. Like
it's called seasonal depression. Like people actually.
I don't know. I'm not going to diagnose myself, but I really think when I feel the feeling of like cold and having to stay in and that kind of stuff, like it makes me get into like that weird.
It kind of makes me comforted.
I don't like it
until it's like February.
I feel like very like I can't go anywhere. Like I don't want to get out of my car to go to the gym or like the nail salon or I don't know. Weird random thought.
Anyways, I just want to share that, but yeah, that's my spiel.
I want to talk a little bit about these new trends coming up that people are talking about. So first, okay, I'll leave with this first. Have you heard of blueberry milk nails and latte makeup?
No, what the fuck is this now?
Blueberry milk nails is something that Sophia Richie basically called light blue nails. They're now called blueberry milk, and everyone on Facebook is like, come with me to get blueberry milk nails, and they're literally just light blue.
So come with me to get blue nails.
Latte makeup
I guess bronze.
is bronze makeup. It's kind of like clean girl or cold girl makeup. Okay, I fall into trends, but I'm not one to be like, go to the nail salon now. I'm like, blueberry milk nails, please. Like,
I would never. I would literally die before.
Or be like, I want to do my makeup like latte makeup. I would just do it. Okay, I'm doing bronze makeup on my face. And this girl, her name's Caitlin on TikTok. Maybe we can tag her or something because she kind of said this theory. And it's all about how good marketing is. First off, like how people market these products to fit an aesthetic so that people can fit into certain categories of consumerism. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like people try to identify themselves with certain products because they want to fit into a certain category. Like if I'm a blueberry nail girl, I'm also a clean girl. So I like to, I don't even know the clean girl products. Wear Jisoo hair oil and
Jisoo? Jisoo Christo.
Jisoo Christo hair oil. And like, I like ballet and ballerina Pilates. You know what I mean? Like it's all a certain kind of, it's niche. And I was actually kind of getting sad because my phone died. Give me your phone. I sent it to you. There was a TikTok, and the TikTok was kind of like a starter pack. Like what kind of girl are you? There's 5 type of girls. Which kind of girl are you? Okay, so I'm gonna read them out to you and see which ones that maybe you resonate with. I didn't resonate with any of them, and I was like,
before you read them out, I really think everybody nowadays, social media has made everybody as a person feel like they need to be a brand.
Fit in a certain category.
Like you are a brand. You're not a person.
Yeah,
you're
I know.
A brand.
Because that makes it easier for you to buy certain products.
But it's not
and
even
market. It can but people
from an actual brand perspective, yeah, that's like consumerism at its finest, and that's people being able to identify with a certain niche
but
of
people
consumerism.
are doing it to themselves.
But people are doing it to themselves, and that can fuck with your head. You're branding yourself to fit in a certain niche or a certain tunnel of consumerism, which is kind of fucked up because then it's like
you have identity crisis almost.
Yeah, exactly. It's an identity crisis.
I didn't fit into any. I like picked and choose. I'm like, okay, well, I have one from here. I have one from here. So what the fuck does that make me? First up is the green juice girl. 6 a.m. runner.
No.
Goes to the gym every day.
Yes.
Eats like a bunny.
No.
Only wears activewear. Had a healthy childhood.
Yeah.
The products associated with this starter pack is green juice, affirmations, lettuce, silk pillows,
like what?
Pinterest, claw clips, Laneige thing, Dior blush, Gucci purse, yoga mat, and Converse.
I'm sorry. I feel like the Gucci purse doesn't belong.
Okay. Second is iced coffee. Sorry, this is yeah, so girls as drinks, right? So first, the next girl is...
I'm sorry, I'm so confused. This is girls as drinks?
Yes. So the first girl is green juice. And this is like the kind of starter pack that if you're a green juice girl. Iced coffee girl, okay? Is that girl, but really is messed up. Takes pictures of her food before eating it, which I do.
Which everyone really does.
Only wears the color beige. Will marry a toxic man and have sad beige babies. The products associated with iced coffee girl is a Stanley cup.
Yes. Not the hockey.
The Aritzia jumper in beige. Headphones, iced coffee, Uggs, gold hoops every day, which I fucking do all the time. Native deodorant, which I have, but I'm not a beige girl. Like, it's just so like... Okay, next is a vodka girl. A mess and long needed for a shower.
Wait, okay. What the fuck?
No.
Dude,
listen,
this
before
is
I preface,
so dumb.
I'm a vodka girl, and like when I read this, it makes me feel like shit about myself because I use all these products and I'm like, I'm this. But then I read the description, I'm like,
friend,
emotionally
really? Who made this description?
Eats like a pig. No, but everyone in the comments like, I'm a vodka girl. It just makes you, it's weird. There's a lot of these things.
Because people want to fit into a certain category that they think is superior.
Vape for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
No.
No bra, which I don't wear a bra.
Neither do I, but...
Fake eyelashes.
I mean, yeah.
Rotting pile of clothes on her floor.
No.
What doesn't really bother to take her makeup off when she goes to sleep. Sometimes I sleep with makeup on.
I never sleep with
AirPods and gold hoops.
AirPods? Okay.
But why is this girl, the description is like bad. What I'm trying to say is why is he not aesthetic girl in this starter pack? The only one with the description who's kind of like, it's like, oh, you're dirty and ugly and messy because you're not clean. I don't know how to explain it. It really bothered me. Maybe I'm going way too deep into
Yeah,
this.
you are, because a 15-year-old girl on TikTok
but I'm
probably
saying
made this.
there's a lot of starter packs on TikTok
isn't
that are
that-
like
okay,
this.
okay,
And now the girl, so let me
you're
let me
literally
finish. The girl who made the TikTok about like everybody wants to fit into a different personality. So she was basically saying people like us who are maybe like mad about how they're calling it blueberry milk or latte. We're angry because we don't fit into like a certain kind of category. And it was kind of like a theory that she had. We'll put the video up, like a link for the video so you guys can watch it, because I'm not going to explain it and then like not explain it properly. But I get what she was saying, because like, for example, me, I'm looking through starter packs. I'm like, wait, like I'm kind of one of each. Like, why don't I fit into one category? And that's why when Sam always asks me, when we do clips on Instagram, like bring your favorite products you use every day. I'm like, I don't have like my everyday holy grail products that like fit into a certain niche of
but
category.
they don't have to fit into a certain niche.
But TikTok makes it so that like your products need to.
Social media commodifies people. You are literally a commodity. You are literally a brand, but people are so much more than that. I wear fake eyelash. I wear strip-on eyelashes all the time, but that's not clean girl aesthetic.
You're a
because
vodka girl.
Yeah, that's not clean girl aesthetic because they're not natural lashes. But I also go to the gym every day. And I also wear AirPods. And do you know what I mean? Like, people are more dynamic than what social media is trying to categorize them as. I'm not a one size fits all in terms of category.
Yeah, but a lot of people try to be that. A lot of people.
It's concerning, friend. Realistically, you and me are old enough to be like I'm not going to get cheesed.
I know. I'm not actually cheesed. It was me kind of looking at the deeper kind of picture of like, it's actually true. Because if you look at some people's pages, some people want to have the clean girl aesthetic and that's all they post. But I doubt that you do that every single day. That you wear those. Maybe you do, but it's like, why can't they show them not doing like
I wish brands that monetized creators, podcasters, whatever, kind of saw beyond the aesthetic that these people are trying to create and would work with people who are a little bit more relatable. You know what I mean? And I'm not just saying that because I think that we're relatable, but I do think that we are. We're not trying to fit into a certain category of people. I think that we're dynamic in the sense where like, yeah, I love eyelashes. I love beauty products, but I'm also not that typical, if you look at my Instagram page, clean girl, or the brands that are going to want to sponsor us or work with us. Maybe they'll be like, okay, they don't post fashion all the time, or they don't post their like outfits of the day and they don't fit within this niche. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
That's where people might feel like, where I don't have really a place in social media to belong, kind of thing. Because there's so many of these latte makeup, blueberry milk.
Should be our mission, dude. That should be our mission, to show people that you don't need to fit into a certain category. You can be many things. You can love makeup, but you can also be athletic and sporty. And you can love taking really cute pictures of yourself sometimes, and then other times you want to do maybe unaesthetic challenges on TikTok with a filter, like me and Fran do. Like, that's what our mission should be, is to show that you don't have to fit into these categories that social media is trying to portray and trying to commodify.
And also that kind of raises a point, because Sam and I like to wear makeup. We like to dress up. And I'm sure a lot of girls out there like to wear makeup and dress up. And then we also like sports and we like to be sporty. But the minute you combine the two, people automatically label you as like, you're not athletic. You can't run. Like, I was wearing makeup one time to play soccer. Like, I had lashes on, and then I had those comments from girls like, you're wearing makeup? Like, you suck. Like, it's like, why? Why do I have to suck at a sport? Because I like to look good, well, like, because I like to do lashes. It's not even just that. It's even, but like you said though, like, it's either you're clean and aesthetic and this, or you're like sporty and like that. It's different kind of like niches of people.
Yeah, I think that
TikTok
social media
kind of directs their shit to.
A lot of people work in social media now. What makes it difficult is that you need to be so hyper niche nowadays, and people just aren't built that way. You like different things. Like, for example, if we want to work with, let's say we want to work with brands, right? It's kind of like, well, what do we like? We do love clothes and we love fashion, but is a fashion brand going to want to work with us? We don't post about fashion all the time. Yeah. We don't post our outfits of the day all the time. You know what I mean? I also
remember we reached out to a sport drink company and they declined us based on our persona. Why? Because we don't talk about sports a lot, because you know what I mean?
We don't look like we play sports.
Yeah, like we go to the gym still. I play soccer. Like, we talk about how we want to be energized and how we want.
And I get it. Like, I've worked with brands in the past on the brand side, like representing the brand and advocating for the brand. So I understand what they're looking for in terms of conversion and in terms of what I want, an audience that's going to engage with your content because they like my product. So if you're not actively posting about sports or talking about sports, why would I sponsor you? But I also think that brands should have more of an open mind and stop niching out, because that's not relatable anymore. Being so niched out in your content and the way you speak on Instagram and socials and just who you are isn't a thing anymore. I feel like people should be more relatable in terms of, like, I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say, but they need to be more relatable as a
showing
person.
like every part of your life, and how you use maybe those products in every part of your life, not just I'm using this because I'm clean. Like, no, like in different kind of ways. Anyways, that just sparked like, maybe that's way too deep. Oh my God, I just missed a table. Maybe that was like way too deep for me to kind of think about, but I'm trying to be more of kind of like, I'm trying to not only take everything at face value all the time. I'm trying to kind of dig deeper into things that I see and kind of why does it make me feel this way and why do I think this way? So I just thought I'd share.
This kind of relates to something else that like we'll wrap it up after this, but kind of relates to something that I was thinking about when the other day I was looking at a picture of myself or a video. I think it was when me and Fran were doing content yesterday, actually. And I was like rewatching some of the video and I was like, oh, I actually look pretty good. And it was using like a back camera. And I don't know, I just realized that as I've gotten older, I've started to appreciate the things that I wanted to change when I was younger. And I think that I feel bad for younger girls now because I can't even imagine how bad it is now. But when I was younger, and I'm talking about like maybe like at the beginning of university, end of high school, I always said like, whatever, when I get a job, I'm going to save up my money and get a nose job, or save up my money and get a boob job, things like that. Like physical things that I wanted to change about myself because they didn't fit in with what the typical beauty standard was at the time. And now I look back and I feel bad for my younger self because those things that I hated about myself, or that those things that I was insecure with, are what makes me different and unique from everyone else. And I know that that's so cliche, but as you get older, you actually start to realize if everyone looks the same, if everyone's bringing the same reference picture of the girl's little button nose and they want that, you're all going to look the same. So what actually makes you unique and beautiful, you know? And this is no dig to people who do plastic surgery. Like, I obviously keep up with beauty in other ways and like do things, but I'm just saying I just realized that I feel bad for people nowadays, young girls nowadays, because social media is 10 times worse with the types of quote unquote beauty standards that they're trying to portray. And I commend like the influencers and the creators out there who are kind of advocating for the normal, quote unquote, like normal bodies, normal. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I think that's a bad way to say it.
I know, but I was also looking at pictures and like in some pictures or in some years of my life, specifically 2016 to 2018, I was trying so hard to do things to my like makeup and like style and like hair that like wasn't me. Like I look back at myself and I'm like, why were you trying to do that? You know what I mean? Like trying to fit in, and like you said, trying to fit in a way where it's like you clearly really don't like doing these kinds of things and you're doing it anyway just to kind of fit that standard. And I think because 2016, 2018, I was again in grade 11, 12, first year of university, I felt like I had to look a certain way. Like the way I did my makeup, or the way like I overlined my lips so much because like Kylie Jenner's lip shit was in at that time, or like my I don't know. I was just like, that's not who you are. But I think again, you evolve over time, and then
I think as you get older, you realize that those things are what make you unique. So why would you change them? But an example that I want to specifically say is Aritzia. No hate to Aritzia. But I always tried so hard to love Aritzia and just be one of those girls who just shops at Aritzia all the time and like has all their essentials. And what, like, obviously I have stuff from Aritzia, like their bodysuits are very good. But
isn't that from Aritzia?
Huh?
Isn't that from TNA?
No, it's from Dynamite.
Oh.
But I was just never like, I tried so hard because Aritzia was the thing, right? Like that's what all the clean girls, aesthetic girls, that's your go-to. And I just never vibed with Aritzia. And now I've come to terms with the fact that, you know what? I'll just go to fucking Dynamite because I also like Dynamite.
Like different body types fit.
Yeah. Like, dude, I cannot go into Aritzia and get the straight leg pants that everyone wears. Like they just don't fit me right. And I used to get down on myself and I'm like, I literally cannot wear these. And it's fine.
I like Aritzia because it fits my body type. Like it has like Dynamite I find in some of their clothes don't fit my body type. Like an extra small in Dynamite wouldn't fit me the same as extra small in Aritzia, which is why I like Aritzia because I feel like it suits my body type. But I've also never been really one to be like, I want my whole wardrobe to be from Aritzia. But
that's just an example that came to mind of like a tangible thing that I have done in the past to try and fit in. It's shopping at the places that everyone tells you should shop at, where all the trendy clothes are. But if that doesn't genuinely feel like you, we need to learn to express ourselves in different ways.
So off topic, but I love Dynamite. So
Dynamite's really good.
Dynamite has upped their
I wish
game.
Dynamite would.
Yeah, they've upped
No,
their game.
I spend so much money there. It's not even funny.
I really, really like Dynamite. And I've also liked, this is a smaller business, but the latest Scoop at Upper Canada Mall. Have you been there? It's kind of like boho.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God, the cutest shit there.
It's kind of expensive though.
It is expensive. It's more like a boutique style. I think they have one in Calgary and Vancouver. I think it's Canadian. And they have cowboy boots. They have like cute shorts. I want to kind of like explore. I feel like I would like the more bohemian kind of like Lucy vibe. And I kind of want to explore that style more. I feel like that's a style that I want to pursue.
No, you know what style I want to pursue that I've been kind of pursuing lately? Other than like I wear activewear all the time. But you know those like cargo pants I have? Like the
silk ones?
No, they're really loose. They look like Kim Possible pants.
Yeah, they're silk, no?
No, they're not silk.
Are they black though?
No, they're brown. They're like khaki brown. They're really loose. And they have like the drawstring at the front.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They're basically, for those of you who don't know, they're basically Kim Possible pants. And in the winter, I styled them so cute with a vest. And my mom was like, you literally look like you're going out to fight crimes. And I'm like, yeah, I like it. Like, you know that like, I don't know, like a Jane, what the hell is it? Tomb Raider look. Like very just like military and that type of look. I feel like I can go that route, and I kind of want to explore that too. And I want to start exploring fashion more and stray away from the online, again, what social media is like suggesting you to buy, because that's all you really see and all you really think about. You never really explore anything else, because like that's constantly what's thrown in your face.
Maybe next episode will show up in our
alter
ego
ego
outfits. Mine's gonna be bohemian and very like glowy, and
you should put a bunch of braids in the front and then wear a hat like a fedora.
I actually bought a fedora for vacation.
Fedoras are nice.
I bought a really cute outfit that I can't wait to like post and show. It's like this, it is bohemian. It's a big floppy hat and it's black. And I bought a matching beach bag that also has a black strap with this like kind of long knitted black and a one-piece bathing suit. And I never
From
would
where?
Fashion Nova. And I never would have worn one-piece bathing suits, but this one really spoke
Another
to me.
thing, people hate on Fashion Nova. When I went to Tulum, I bought a bunch of shit from there. It's really cheap.
And the quality is up. Before it was kind of like, okay, what are you doing? But now it's, you have to pick the right pieces. Don't pick pieces there with like patterns and like a lot of stitching and stuff, because I feel like that's cheaper, but good bathing suits too. All right. What else we got before we ending?
That's it. Any gems we want to drop for some good
gems?
Content? Any like other gems you want to drop? Oh, I need to quote Roman because he said something to me today. So I was talking to him. I was talking to Rome about how I was stressed that there's so much I feel like I always have to do. Even today I took a day off, but it wasn't really a day off when you have a bunch of things running through your mind. Like, what really is a day off? And I was like, I'm just stressed and there's a lot going on. And he said, minimize the needs and maximize the wants. The feeling of needing to do something is literally anxiety. The feeling of wanting to do something is happiness and excitement.
Yeah, and you know what that is? The flow state theory, which we can get into the other time. When you actually want to do something and you find happiness in doing something, your mood increases. Like, it literally increases.
Okay, no shit.
No, your mood increases and you get less anxiety, but more than like when you need to do something, obviously you have anxiety. So what did you need to do today that you like fucking need to do this?
I had to come over because I had to get some stuff from you guys.
Okay.
I had to do some other stuff at home that I need to build. Like, I needed to build it. I needed to check my emails. I didn't really need to,
That's
but
not a need.
I wanted to come here, so I wasn't stressed about coming here and
What else
recording
did you
this.
want to do that you did?
I wanted to go to yoga.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
That's really it.
I feel like you wanted to actually just sit on the couch and just fucking do nothing.
Yeah.
But your needs overpowered the wants. So he's saying cut down on what you need to do.
But I don't know. Does anyone else feel like if they don't do the things that they think they need to do, their world is literally going to fall apart?
It's called postpone to the next day.
But then the next day, you look at my calendar, the next day I have
postpone to another Saturday. That's why you need to prioritize things. People make fun of me for writing everything down and being particular. Prioritize what you got to do.
I don't know. I just thought that was a good thing. And I think that also if you start framing your hobbies as you want to do, like, I never say I need to go to the podcast. Because if you verbalize, oh, I need to go to do the podcast, it's, again, you're framing it as this is a chore. I got to do this.
I get
I'm
to.
dragging my feet. You say, I get to go and record the podcast tonight at this dope studio and get to make really cool content. And it's going to help our brand. Or I really want to go to the podcast tonight, and that's exactly
Or
what
I
I'm
get
going
to
to
go to
do.
the gym and get my 60 or 45 minutes in and feel better about myself or feel good.
And going back to the smile theory, today I was, again, in a funk, in a mood, and I was doing my makeup to come here, and I started smiling. But like, I wasn't doing the whole think about smiling thing. I just like physically, I was like, I started like feeling happy.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay.
All right, guys, that's all we got for you today.
Thanks for watching.
But see you next week.